Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome along to a brand new series from LandPowerTV.com, our Icons of Agriculture series. And for our first icon, you find us in Austria with Pottinger, where we will be celebrating the icon that is the Jumbo forage wagon. As with all of our icons throughout this series, we'll be splitting it up into 3 parts per icon. So in the Jumbo's case, in part 1, we are going to be looking at its history and evolution. In part 2, we're going to be looking at the manufacturing of the Jumbo. And then in part 3, we will be getting out into the field with the Jumbo. And with the Jumbo celebrating its 25th anniversary last year in 2024, the Jumbo definitely falls into icon status. So without further ado, we will get stuck into this beast. Right folks, so we're going to start our Jumbo journey with a little bit of history about this iconic forage wagon. And to talk us through it, we have Mr. Sean Kent from Pottinger UK. And to start off with, we're at the home. Well, tell us where we are, Sean, as we walk in.
So James, firstly, welcome. Here we are at Pottinger in Grieskirchen, and here we are today into our visitor centre. So we tend to bring around in the region of 4,000 to 5,000 visitors through here a year. You know, we bring customer groups over, we'll bring dealer training over here, and this is a really good focal point for us. As you can see here, we've managed to put a really good display on from our grassland machinery.
It's a big display, isn't it?
It's good at the moment, isn't it? You've timed it perfectly right. And also our arable machines as well, you know, with the TerraSem, the AirSem drill, and crop care. So we try to put a really good spread in here. And also we'll get local customers come down. There's a school group running through here at the moment as well. And yeah, it really just gives the customers a sort of a good feeling of what Pottinger is all about and what we have to offer.
Exactly, and speaking of what you have to offer, does that often take people by surprise that you've got such a vast range of products going from, you know, the grassland kit down that side to all the arable equipment down that side?
Yeah, so actually I think majority of customers, especially in the UK, will know us for the forage wagon. Yeah, that's what we are renowned for. And actually, you know, in the grassland sector, you know, customers are renowned us for that. But actually, this side of things now with the arable and the drills, plows especially as well, and crop care, there is a vast range that now we have to offer, and it's ever increasing.
That's it. So, shall we get stuck into this icon then, that is the Jumbo? And first up, Sean, big question for you. What does the Jumbo mean to Pottinger? Because often, you know, when people say Pottinger to me, I think Jumbo. Yeah. They say Jumbo, you think Pottinger. Yeah,
absolutely. And the reality of it is, 25 years on, we are still talking about Jumbo, and the reason why you're here today.
Exactly.
So this product it's like a jewel in the crown to us. It means so much to me. It's been a long time in the process. You know, we started 1999, and it's continued ever since. It's when you talk about forage wagons, Jumbo is the name that people recognise, and when you talk Jumbo, you think of Pottinger.
That's it.
So it does mean so much to us.
And what would you say was the main driver for developing the Jumbo?
So there was the large-scale customers, the contractors, large-scale farmers, wanted a forage wagon with increased output and higher loading capacity. Yeah. So that was the main driver. Wanted a shorter chop at the same time as well. So that is the reason why the Jumbo was conceived.
Right.
To sort of appeal to that segment. Today now it's a lot of large-scale farmers as well that actually opt for Jumbo to have that increased capacity. Yeah. So,
and control as well, presumably.
100%, yeah, absolutely. They're taking it in-house and wanting to do the process themselves.
And what were the initial models offered back then?
So back then we had the 0 series. So we had Jumbo 6000 and Jumbo 66, and then those models were increased as the years went on.
Right. And what capacities would they be?
So the Jumbo 6000 was what's referred to as DIN, so a 34 cubic meter, and then the 66 was a 39 cubic meter.
So truly big.
Yes.
Back in 1999.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Even for back then, that's it was a big wagon.
And what was the market's initial reaction to the Jumbo? Because like we said, it was a big beast.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So when any manufacturer brings such a big product to the market, there's always a bit of skepticism and a bit of hesitation. And that was really felt by some of the customer base, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And there was a bit of concern over ground compaction as well, because obviously we are looking at such a...
It's not little, is it?
No, we are looking at such a big machine. But actually, those initial concerns were really soon overcome. Soon it was in the field there, customers got out using it, and actually ground compaction, that concern was soon eradicated. And actually now, it's soon, now it's widely accepted, but even then it soon became really, really quickly accepted.
Well, it's just one of the many benefits, is you can choose your route with the forage wagon. You're not having to rely on guys next to you, when you're running a self-propelled, for instance.
Literally, because it's that one-man harvesting process, if he sees a wet patch in the field, you can avoid it.
And would you know how many, from 1999 to now in 2025, would you know how many Jumbos have been sold in that time?
Oh, now you're asking.
Must be one or two now.
So I think it's approximately, it's just under the 5,000 mark.
Right.
From 99 onwards, yeah.
So just a few then. And that's Jumbos alone.
That's just Jumbos, that's not the rest of the range.
I was going to say, because you've got lots of others.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's still a few other models in the lineup in the mix there, which hopefully we can show you a few of them later.
So winding the clock back to 1999, well, before then, to be fair, who was responsible for the inception of the Jumbo?
So, back then, actually, it was down to Klaus Pottinger himself and his development team. It was those guys that decided, right, what do we want? We want a high-capacity wagon, short chop, with great loading capabilities. Yeah. So it was those guys that really sat down and went, right, this is what we're aiming for. This is our dream. So actually, we hold them responsible, or we thank them guys today because this is what we've got still 25 years later.
And what would you say are the design characteristics that define the Jumbo?
So I think from my personal opinion as well, and when I first started with the company, the first time I took a Jumbo out on demonstration was its capacity.
Yeah.
The amount of grass it could eat and the horsepower you put on the front, it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Compared to the other wagons that I tried in our lineup, it was another standard above.
It's an acre eater.
Oh, honestly, yeah. If you've got a good tractor on the front there with some good solid horsepower, that would be, in my opinion, its sort of biggest design characters. But actually, if you look at it today here, you look at this sort of solid sort of one-piece construction that we're sort of offering now. Yeah. That has had its challenges in production, which hopefully we'll see later.
Out,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. But its overall sort of stature and its size as well, it really does sort of just scream out, I'm here to say, sort of thing. It's a hell of a machine. But its loading capacity and its loading volume, what it can do, that is definitely its standout features.
Yeah. So 25 years ago, 25 years plus now, when you introduced this, we talked about a little bit of anxiety in the market. So was the Jumbo a bit of a gamble for Pottinger?
100%. Yeah, definitely. And it came back to what I said, people just couldn't understand why would you need
what
such
doing that for?
Yeah, why do you need such a big machine for? It's you're really going in the wrong direction here. But no, that quickly changed.
And would you say you've achieved what you set out to achieve with the Jumbo?
I suppose that's quite an easy one because you're here today, and that says 25 years on the side. So actually, yes. So don't get me wrong. There is always we will keep evolving. Yeah. And what you'll see here whilst you're over with us with the 5, the 7, and the 8,000 ranges, you will see the evolution that we are going through, and hopefully you'll be able to hear from some of the guys of what we will go through. Absolutely, 25. It is a success story, and we are so proud of this machine. Really, it is what we stand for. Definitely.
There you go, good stuff. Well, Sean, thank you very much for a little bit of history about the Jumbo. We could probably spend hours just talking about the Jumbo and its history and sort of how it was, how it was conceived. But we've got to rattle on because we've got a lot to squeeze in. Up next, we are going to get stuck into the evolution of this wagon. So how it changed from, where it started in 1999 to where we're up to now in 2025. So all that coming up next. Stick around. Right, folks, we continue with episode 1, and we're now going to move on to the evolution of the Jumbo forage wagon. And to talk us through that, we have Mr. Stefan Ackerman from Pottinger. So, Stefan, we will kick off with the big one, really. I mean, what are some of the major milestones that you've achieved with the Jumbo? Because I mean, you've got 25 years of history. There's a lot happened in that time.
Sure.
So what are some of the major milestones, if we have a look down here?
Yeah, hi, and good morning or good day also from my side here at Pottinger. I'm responsible for the product management. I'm working for Pottinger since many years, and so I was always following the evolution of the Jumbo quite closely in the last 25 years. Well, what was already in the beginning, I think the knife bar and the easy move, what we see also in the front of this Jumbo, was one of the main evolution, or already in the beginning, what made the Jumbo so new in its product range. So the knife folding was one of the top.
Yeah.
And then also there were some different steps in the development. For example, then next step was the AutoCut, the automatic knife grinding system. Then we did a lot of development on the chassis, on the wheels, then also the combi line was one of the next step. So there were many different stages in the development and in the evolution of the Jumbo.
Okay, and you know, we'll go back to the knife bank falling out. Presumably that just made maintenance a whole lot easier for the users of the Jumbo.
Yeah, because the rotor system itself, it was not completely new at the Jumbo, because we had already other rotor, but even smaller wagons. But what came up then was the easy move, and also the shortcut unit with the 34 millimeters shortcut. That was really new when we developed the Jumbo. And that is also one thing we kept all the time on every Jumbo wagon. Easy move was always...
It always had to be there.
Yes.
That was a key ingredient of the Jumbo.
Yes, that is something very important we have. And sometimes it is quite tough to integrate it to the wagon, because as close to the wagon is and as close
That's
to the...
it, the chassis is very close
is,
to the feed rotor there, so there's not a huge amount of space to play with, which is why you have to have a very clever mechanism to pull it outside.
Yeah, and so it is really, let's say, swing out very easily and smoothly.
Yeah, and as we can see here now, we've got the 8000 series model here, the latest and the greatest.
Yes.
So this is 25 millimeters.
This is 25 millimeter. The first Jumbos, they had 34 millimeters. What is still in the range at the moment? So we have the two options available: the 7000 series, what is with the 34 millimeters, and the 8000 series, what is with the even shorter cut with the 25 millimeters. Right.
So effectively, your 7000 and your 8000. From here backwards, it's pretty much the same.
Yes,
machine.
even pickup, drawbar, and everything, it is the same.
It's just this bit and the rotor that separates them.
Yes.
So you get your shortcut with the 8000.
Yes.
Below this, we've got the 5000.
Yes.
At the moment, which has got, that's the 34 millimeters.
It's the same, but the main difference there is the driveline, also the pickup driveline. So it is not with the belt drive, it is with a mechanical gearbox drive, and also pickup drive, and also front flap, for example. There are some changes, because it is every model has its own customer group. The 5000 series is the more simple Jumbo wagon. 7000 is the more advanced wagon with the better driveline, a high performance driveline, and also more intelligent front flap. And the 8000 is then just the one with the
the shorter
cut. Yes.
And speaking of the shortcut, do you think we've got the 5000, we've got a 7, we've got an 8? Is there potentially a 6, like a shortcut
there is
version
always
of the 5000?
there is always part of improvement also in this range. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be.
Good stuff.
So
Well,
that is always important to have some room on the numbers
Yeah.
in between.
room for development.
Yes.
Right, so we carry on with some of the key developments to the Jumbo. So obviously the swing out knife bank was one, shortcut, that was another. If we have a little look round here, we've got the your automatic sharpening
Yes.
system. So when would this have come on the Jumbo?
That came in 2009 to the Jumbo, and that was mainly due to the fact that some customers what were mainly using self-propelled forage harvester for their silage harvest were always asking for a knife sharpening system, because if you look on a self-propelled harvester, you just sit in the cab, press the button
and away you go.
Yes, and it was always the goal to have a real alternative to the self-propelled harvester in the grass silage harvest. And that was really a customer need, to have a much easier knife grinding system than removing knife, even if it was with the easy move system, where you don't have to go underneath the wagon. But it was always the demand for a easy and automatic knife grinding system.
Something easy.
Yes.
Which, in turn promotes, you're more likely to do it if it's nice and easy to do.
Yes, and it is important to have sharp knives all the time.
Yeah.
So you can also reduce fuel consumption. You have much better cutting quality just with having sharp knives.
There's a lot of benefits to
Yes,
keeping those knives sharp.
Yes, and something what is not done easily, it will not be done by the operator.
Yeah.
So, and that was an important development at this time. That is already the second generation we have here now. So first was more, let's say, a hydraulic solution.
Okay.
Now we changed it also to, for example, to electric motors for the grinding system. And we did some updates also in the sensors, but it was always important to have it also on the shorter cut on the 8000 series.
Yes.
So it is available for 5, 7, 8, and also for the smaller wagons we have this auto cut system.
Right, we will continue with the developments to the Jumbo, one of which is the open top design. Or is it combi line you guys call it?
It was, in the beginning, it was combi line, because the first Jumbos, they hadn't this open top, so they were closed, closed.
They had the frame around it.
They had a frame around it. It was an additional structure, but the customers were always asking to have like a dual use also in the autumn for the corn harvest, or sometimes if a Jumbo is also working in a fleet together with other, for tipping trailers with the forage harvester, and it was then at that time needed to have a solution for that as well.
Just make it more versatile as well.
Yes, it makes it much more versatile, but it has a complete other body. The structure itself is completely different to a model with an additional roof cover.
I would imagine there'd be a lot of engineering challenges creating an open top version, because the one with the frame over the top, that provides a lot of strength for the body.
Yeah.
Whereas all of the strength for this body, you've got
Yes.
completely re-engineer all these uprights.
Yes. So it is really a complete different structure, a complete different body, what needs to be developed. And also customers were asking for discharge beaters as well. So you had always both versions, so the one with this discharge beater and the one without. And in the beginning, it was maybe split at half-half.
Yeah.
And now with the new Jumbo series, we completely stopped the old style Jumbo. So it isn't just now the combi line version what is available.
Right, so we go from the top. Should we go back down to the bottom now? You mentioned earlier on there's been a lot of developments to the chassis and the running gear. Not surprising, really, considering how much this thing's grown as well.
Yeah.
So just talk us through some of the changes that have happened down here.
It was mainly, let's say, farmers, contractors, they are always asking for bigger wheels. Wheels cannot be big enough. And so that is now why we already integrated up to the 30.5-inch wheels, what are available in tandem or axle, or also in tridem, triple axle version. In the earlier years, we also had some projects with the 8-wheel buggy. That was from a Swiss supplier, from Kurmann. It was, it is a tandem axle, but equipped with 8 wheels.
Right.
Because that was mainly asked in Scandinavia, in the northern countries, also in the Baltics, where they have wet conditions, and they were asking for these guys.
Capacities, that must have changed quite a bit over the years, has it?
Yes.
I mean, you started big.
Yeah.
You just got bigger.
We started quite big with the first Jumbos, and then also we extended the range really up to the limit what was or what is allowed to drive on roads. Because, for example, in Czech Republic, where we have quite a strong market also for Jumbos, they were already starting in the beginning to harvest straw on the field. So they didn't bale the straw.
Picked it up with this?
They picked it up with the loader wagons, and they were always asking for the biggest capacity as well. And that was the reason why we launched already more or less in the beginning the Jumbo 10,000. So it was really 10,000.
You just went straight for it.
Yes.
We've talked a lot about some of the key developments over the years with the Jumbo. What would you say are some of the standout achievements that you've managed with the Jumbo over the years?
The most important thing, I think, what we achieved is that Jumbo is one of our most important products at Pottinger, but we always had new improvements from one generation or from one facelift or relaunch to the next. So it started with the easy move, what was always an autocut and combi line, and then also the new generation with the front flap. And what we also tried to bring in always is to have the machine more intelligent. So that was something what was important for us. So for example, with the intelligent front flap, what is possible to really that the wagon adapt itself to the optimum loading, and also the filling is continuously on the wagon. But what we cannot afford now is to have even a bigger or wider model. So there are now the limits are, let's say, we are on the
So now you
limit.
have to, I suppose, keep pushing the technology side of the wagon
rather
than the physical side of the wagon.
Yeah.
Would you say the Jumbo has definitely become a true alternative to the self-propelled forager?
Yes, it is. That was one of the main topics when we launched Jumbo in '99 or in the beginning of the year 2000. There we had this battle of the system, we call it. We did quite a large comparison between loader wagon and self-propelled harvester chain, and we really could see the benefit of a Jumbo loader wagon, that it is really an alternative to a self-propelled harvester. You have less horsepower requirements. The logistics is much easier because you have one unit what is doing everything by itself, so there is no logistics. But the logistic is much easier because you don't have to coordinate the whole fleet because it's one man operated. Fuel consumption is lower, and but that is something we really have to have a good comparison what customers then to rely on that and trust that what we are saying, that it is
it
a real
what
alternative. Yes,
it does what it's going to say it's going to do.
Yeah.
And then in terms of its design and development, obviously it was launched in 1999 at Agritechnica, but how long would have this been in development before then?
That is, normally it takes at least 2 seasons for testing a machine like this. So it was maybe started in, at that time I wasn't in the company, it was maybe started in 1996, and Jumbo was was the first product we really designed on 3D CID. So it was in the late 90s, and that already offered some new opportunities. And but if you develop something new, it always takes some more time. If we are doing a facelift on a project like this, on a product like this, then it takes 1 season testing or 2 season testing. But it is some work to do to develop a machine like this.
That's it. And with a lot more computer-aided design these days, does that mean you can do, I suppose, less physical testing because you can predict better what this machine is going to do before you've even tried it?
Sure. We have much more opportunities than we had 10 or 15 years ago. So in our opinion, or in my opinion, the quality of the first prototype is much better than it was maybe 10 or 15 years ago, because you can do a lot of simulation already before you even produce the first components for the prototype. So that helps. That really helps a lot.
That's it. And in terms of the Jumbo's, I mean, we've talked about its evolution over the last 25 years. There's been lots of changes to it around the machine. Would you say the Jumbo still sticks with its core DNA that you first, from those first machines?
Sure, definitely.
And what is that core DNA, the Jumbo?
The core DNA is for sure, it is the pickup. We are always using controlled cam tracks.
Yeah.
So this is for sure we did some improvement on the driveline, so that is now available also with hydraulic drive. And also the concept of the rotor, the position of the rotor, the position of the knife bar, the knives. So that is always, that is the kind of DNA of a Jumbo wagon. For sure, then what is on top, it is now completely different than the first models. But I think one of the key components is the loading unit, pickup, rotor, and knife.
This is the core bit there.
Yeah.
And why do you guys stick with the cam track? Because we see a lot of camless systems around.
Because the mass flow is much better with the cam track. So we have much more smooth and even, and also in short crop you are not trashing or smashing material to the front.
Yeah, you're not relying on speed alone. You can control those tines and bring them back out.
Yeah.
Back
so we don't have to smash the material to the rotor. We can really transport it. And so that is the reason why that was always that there was never a discussion.
Yeah, it had to be this.
It has to be. There is no alternative.
Right.
Even some of our competitors changed to other systems, but we were always, and we will also.
And is this system better for the shorter, lighter, sugary crops?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where you really need that control.
Yeah. if you have a lot of material and a high mass flow, then you're not so relied on the system. But if it's going to short crop, wet crop, then our system, the track system, is working much.
And in terms of popularity of the Jumbo, would you say it's been quite consistent over the last 25 years, or has there been popular moments, or how's it been?
No, it was always important and popular, and it is now, and we are very positive that it remains very popular also in the future, because Pottinger is Jumbo and Jumbo is Pottinger, so it is one of our main products we have. And for example, Jumbo is helping us always to develop new markets. So this is one of the products we are bringing into the market.
This is one you're sending first.
Yeah,
this is us. This is Pottinger.
Yeah,
this is where we start.
Mower combinations and Jumbo. So these are our main or our core products in our product portfolio.
Great stuff. Well, Stefan, we'll end it there. I could literally talk hours to you about engineering and the icon that is the Jumbo, but thank you very much for your time. That has been absolutely awesome. Still to come in part one. Up next, I think we're back with Sean, and we're going to head on over to fabrication, so the early stages of production of the Jumbo, and I think we'll see some other production as well. So that's still to come in episode 1. And then, like I mentioned, we've still got episode 2 yet, where we're going to get stuck into the manufacturing of the Jumbo, and then episode 3 we'll be out in the field. So all that still to come. So folks, to finish off episode 1, we're now going to get a flavour of fabrication and the early parts of the production process. And as you can see, we've got Sean Kent back with us, who's going to give us a tour. So Sean, kick us off. Where are we at the moment?
So now we're into one of the production halls of our factory in Grieskirchen. And as you can see now, this is where all raw material is stored. So we're bringing it in through the doors behind you. And then also machine tools are also kept here as well. So literally we will start the process from raw material that you see behind me, and we will follow it all the way through to load of wagon
so
production.
This is for everything that you build here at Grieskirchen in terms of raw materials. Obviously, you know, we're mainly focusing on the Jumbo in this series, but obviously we can see everything coming in here for your mowers, your rakes, your tedders, and so on and so forth, is it?
Absolutely. Solid bar, sheet metal, everything is brought into here for all of our products.
Right. So we've got the raw materials in there, and then from there, where do we head next?
So we're going to head straight down, and on the right-hand side there, you can start to see some of the sheet metal being stored out at the back in the carousels.
All right, so down here,
if
we have a little nosy down here, you can see some of the sheet metal, some of the box sections, some of the angles as well.
All stored up on the carousels here, on these train tracks that you see in front of us. So
if we have a nosy down there,
is sticking out.
So even at this stage, the process is you've got a lot of automation.
Yeah, there is a semi-automation to it as well. So he is picking out the sheet meal, sending it all the way down to the bottom of the line.
And there'll be lots of different grades for lots of different products and all sorts going on in there.
Absolutely, thicknesses, grades, you name it. This is where it's all stored.
Right, and would you know where you get your steel from?
Actually, the foundry and the steelworks is just down the road in Linz.
All right.
So it's Austrian steel.
Austrian steel for Austrian products.
Exactly.
Right. And is that an advantage for you guys, having it on your, I assume it's an advantage, having it on your doorstep?
Oh, absolutely. We've tried different grades and we've tried from other sources, but we have still found that actually this is the most reliable and gives us consistent properties when trying to work with the material from a bending point of view and laser cutting and everything else.
You've got that control. So what's cameraman Chris looking at this stage?
So here we are now. He's going to place it onto the conveyor belt now, and this machine here is going to take all the rough edges and all the burrs off this bit of flat plate.
Right, so between what we've just seen with the steel coming in, obviously it's been cut out at this stage already.
100%, yep.
So that'll be what, layers around
Yeah, absolutely. The laser machine was just around the corner there. So he's just placed it onto the bed that you see just in the background. Robot will then remove it from the bed onto the carousel that you see in front of you, and he's going to take the burrs off him as he goes through this machine.
Right. So it's having a little bit of a deburr process.
Yep.
Going through there. As well as taking the rough edges off and making it all nice, I assume that's better for the paintwork as well, because it's got a radius to bind to, is it?
You're absolutely right, to be fair. And if you don't have that radius, you don't have that increased area for paint to stick to.
Cool, right. So yeah, if we look to our right, what's happening at this stage, Sean?
So we'll start to see. So if we walk this way, what we're starting to see here. So you see these arms in front of you. These hold the teletines on. So this is a teletine arm.
Actually cranked on.
Absolutely, yeah, cranked on, and then he'll be punching the hole out and also forming it in this process here. So now, if we take this route down here, we've got the green light on, so we can walk through.
It's busy, isn't it?
It is really.
It's really busy. It's in a.
We have got the raw processes here from literally. You're seeing everything from actually the sheet metal being cut out and also formed. And you can see the tooling there on the floor, and the robot is also responsible for changing the tooling as well, not just putting material into place and holding it.
Right. And has there been? I mean, I imagine there'll be continual investment in a place like this all the time. That's.
So I've been with the company 10 years now, and actually this, on the level you see today, this wasn't here. So this has been done within the 10 years that I've been here. You can look at the ceiling now, to be fair, it feels light and airy, doesn't it?
It's very light in here,
exactly, so this has been done since my time of being here.
Yeah.
Again, a lot of this part is focused around the mower side of things, but finally we have the constructed mower bed.
There we go, complete with gears as well.
Everything's all in there, so it's all been put together. And next stage will be painting.
Right. So where would your gears come from?
Gears are made here.
They're here as well.
Literally, yeah. We can we possibly be able to walk past one of the machines, but they are also produced here.
So is that that's the thing with Pottinger? Do you try and keep as much in-house as possible?
It comes back to what we probably said about the silage and making process, isn't it? If you keep it in-house, you're in control of it.
Yeah.
It's the same with us making gears. We are in control of the quality and how much we produce or how little we produce.
Right.
One is about to start out life as being cut. We start off with what you got in front, and the gears have been cut onto the one on the left. And that's what the machines are doing in the background.
They're on it over there.
Yeah.
So this seems quite a modern
part it does, absolutely.
process.
You'll see this. So these are the more modern, newer machines. And as we walk up the line, you will start to see the machines start to become a little bit older. However, they are serviced every year. And they still offer fantastic accuracy. It's the reason why they're still within the company today. Yep. If it isn't broke.
That's it, exactly. And gears, you're gonna have to be. That's a precise thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
you're gonna have to get those spot on.
Here we go.
There we go. We've got a before.
We've got a before
and an after.
And an after.
Right.
So that's how we start life. When it goes before it goes to the machine, this is coming out of the machine.
Right. What would that be off?
This is off. It will be crown wheel and pinion.
Right.
Off a tedder or off a rake, something like that.
Right.
Now we're starting to see some of these gears here. So we'd use these in the power harrows, in the beds of the power harrows, for argument's sake. So we're not just doing the items here for the grassland machinery. Some of our other factories where the power harrows are based or produced in Bodnani, they would be shipped over to there.
You're doing the gears here?
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah.
It is just busy though.
It is. We're kind of on top of each other a little bit here as well, aren't we?
Well, you explained to me before that the factory here at Greaskirk, it's got natural borders, natural limits to it, hasn't it?
We're kind of hemmed in here a little bit now. As you saw on the way here, we've got a road one side, train track the other, and that's why we are having to find other locations for manufacturing. Yeah. Just because we don't have enough room.
Of which you've already got a couple in the local area. Already,
yes,
have you?
So literally we've got one factory just down the road, literally 10 minutes from here, and there you would find big 402 rakes are produced and our merger. Right. But there is room for expansion over there.
Over at that place.
So whether in time as machinery gets wider and bigger, some of the production will probably migrate towards that side.
Right, because this is just physically full.
Yeah, absolutely. And every site has its own paint factory as well. So in just down the road there, it has its own painting arrangement, and also Bodnani and in Bernburg as well.
I suppose we've got welding around this corner as well, have we?
Yeah, we'll have some manual welding bays. Let's just see if we can have a quick look into one of them.
And would the majority of the welding that'd be automated, would it?
Yes. So the rotors, for argument's sake, that's auto. Anything that's quite repetitive, and with long seam welds in them as well, that's where the robots can come into their. So it looks like he is welding the some of the hoods for mowers, some of the end wings.
Okay.
So
get your nose in there, Chris. So the manual welding, what would you have the manual welding for?
Manual welding, sometimes some of the smaller assemblies.
Yeah.
So that's where they tend to, some of the accessories, some of the small intricate stuff, or some probably where we're not producing a lot of. Obviously, when you have a robot welding, you want them to be producing a lot of something because it takes a long time to program and get it working correctly. Skids off our mowers.
Yeah.
You'll find a lot of this has been done by manual welding as well.
Oh, so this would be manual stuff. That's a bit nice, isn't it?
Yeah. But also in the back, you can start to see all our different sizes of cutter bars just stood up on end there as well, ready for them to be sub-assembled with the hubs.
Yeah. Ready for the next phase of construction.
So when I talk about the mower hubs, this is what I'm referring to.
Yeah.
So obviously you can see there's one just been produced here. Looks familiar from the top. This is what's under the bottom, and then you have an idler gear in between every hub.
Yeah.
So this is what's going on in this phase here.
I like to say all yours in terms of
exactly.
production.
Yeah. So it's all produced here from the gear for everything.
Yeah. And obviously we've seen a lot of the fabrication process and the gear cutting process for the mowers. Obviously there's a lot of other stuff that goes into the jumbos, which we'll see in a little bit in episode 2. Where would some of the sheet metal work be done for that? Is that done here as well? Or?
Yep, it's all done here as well.
Right,
yeah.
Everything's done here.
Yeah, we keep them busy.
You're not kidding. It's just so much happening. I'm not saying a small footprint, but it's very densely, there's loads going on.
Yeah, I know exactly. Sometimes some of the items, some of the big items, some of the frame size, they can be produced in Vodnany because we've got a lot more space there as well, and they can just take the lengths of of material better than we just space here. As simple as that.
Got you. So Sean, that is a flavour of the fabrication process here at Greasekirchen, and that is pretty much the end of episode 1 now, which we've seen already. We've done a little bit of history, we've done the evolution, and like we've just done now, we've done a little bit of the fabrication process. Coming up in episode 2, we're going to get stuck into the sub-assembly and the final assembly and how the jumbo is put together. And then after that, in episode 3, right into the field. So all good stuff. So for now, thank you very much, Sean, and we'll catch you guys in episode 2.